Last week I showed my learning curve on how to put new seals into hydraulic cylinders. Something I'd never done before, and I learned a lot from it. Now, I also learned a lot from your comments, and I wanted to say thank you for all your insights. Some of you have been doing this as a career for a long time, and pointed out some things that I did okay and some things I should probably do a little different. That's part of learning, and I'm okay with that. Well, this week I'm going to get those cylinders put onto the backhoe and see if I can't get this thing to function. Our little piece of property is about 5 miles from town, so I'm going to load these cylinders up, kind of give you an overview or a tour of just where we're at. Well, this is the backhoe I'm trying to work on, get it going again. It's a Ford, it has a 70 on the back of the controls here. I don't know if that's a model 70, but I've put the new cylinders, rebuilt the cylinders to the outriggers, and the side-to-side cylinders, I've already rebuilt those. This main cylinder, that's what you watched me put the new seals in. And then the cylinder for the outer arm. This cylinder for the bucket doesn't seem to leak. I may just put new oil in that and see if I can't get it to function a little better. But this is our little place out here. The pole barn, I'm getting ready to put extensions on it so I can put some of my equipment out of the weather in the wintertime. I've been doing some road work, so this is some of the dirt that I have taken out of the driveway. So I've been lowering the driveway, and I've got some gravel hauled in to kind of give me a little bit of a base here, get out of the mud in the wintertime. So I have put up kind of a little machine shed. Got a buggy stored in there. Still got a ridge cap to put on top of that. On this far end here is supposed to be my wood shed. I've got hay stuck in it right now, what I put up. Remember that International 1000 mowing machine that I've repaired here? Y'all watched the video on it. It worked really well. I put up this hay with it. I got a 336 John Deere baler. Got some wood to split. These are a couple calves that I've got out here. These are long yearlings that are running on the place. And this is just under 1,000 square foot building that we put up here. I've still got the finish work to do inside. I did get a sidewalk, kind of a front door sidewalk put on it. And on the back side, I did put on a kind of a deck. I've got the picnic tables up on the deck, put them up over last winter. Anyway, this is the back side of our house. This is kind of a view of our place. You've watched us burn sagebrush on it. We don't have a well out here, so I'm hauling water to the calves. In the far distance is our closest neighbor and our only neighbor. So this kind of gives you a bird's eye view of where we're at out here, where I spend a lot of time on the weekends doing odd jobs. I'm gonna get things opened up here. Right key. This is kind of inside of the shop pole barn out here. I've been doing a lot of fencing, so I got some fencing supplies on this side. Got a wagon stored out here. Got an old four-wheeler that I do my fencing with. Had a bull snake crawl in about a week ago and got up underneath my seat. So I've been leaving my seat off so I could see if that rascal ever returns back home. These are my 2 cylinders. See if we can't get these put back on this backhoe. I got this pretty well stretched out. I had to lay it out pretty flat in order to get this cylinder inside this neck. I've got to attach the hoses back up here that go up into my controls. So I'll kind of get these fished back down, and one of the hoses that I sucked oil back up into the cylinder out of that 2-gallon jug, well, it was one of the hoses that goes to these 2 outlets here on the cylinder. So I gotta fish that back up through here. The seals on this cylinder have been bad for so long, it's a gobbledygook just mess in here. So kind of scraped it out a little bit, try to get some of the bulk of it out of there. May end up probably bringing my power washer out, cleaning this up a little more once I get it put together, but kind of take some of the bulk of it off here anyway. May end up replacing some of these hoses. They don't seem to leak yet, but you know, I really had so many other leaks, maybe I don't really know that yet. We got some of the rubber housing coming off. The steel cable core seems to still be good, so we'll see. I can still get to these even after we're installed with the cylinder again. Get these kind of hooked back up to the controls. Yeah, hopefully I got these remembered which goes where. This one I just hooked up here. This goes to the top of the cylinder, so that one's going to go here. The other one will go on the bottom of the cylinder. I just kind of remembered the top on the slave, or on the control, goes on the top of the cylinder. This one feeds the top. The bottom one goes to the bottom of the cylinder. It's going to want to kind of gush out here on this one where I got plugged. This one goes right here. And where I got this all full of oil. 1-arm paper hanger, is that what they call it? There we go. So this cylinder is actually upside down. When I put it in, all these feed lines have to be underneath the cylinder. The goal is to get this fished back up inside here. We gotta connect it to the pin up there also. That might be a challenge. Finagle it there. It's pretty close. Now this poor old backhoe has not seen grease in a long time, so it's probably going to be quite a shock to its system. It's not really going to know quite what to do. These have a roll pin to keep them in place. I'll stick in here. That'll kind of lock that pin in place. This grease fitting, it's on the bottom. That new one that I put in, remember? I wanted it on top. So now that the other end's pinned, bring it around up on top. I'll be able to get to it. And this thing actually might see some grease once in a while. And the lines are pretty empty, so I'm going to see if I can't preload them with some hydraulic fluid to help minimize the amount of air that's in them. I'm just going to, got an oil can here full of hydraulic fluid. I'm just going to fill both of them up. Going to work some of that air out. Now I got the hoses kind of filled up, maybe not be all the way, but the end of this ram here needs to come up to this point here. So I'm going to fire the tractor up, and if I just run that one valve, I should be able to extend this out and get it hooked up. These two hoses here go to the next cylinder that runs the arm that the bucket is attached to. But the sun's getting pretty high. I'm going to go swap hats. I need something that's got a little more shade to it. Let's see, we're getting to be about 10 o'clock, and yeah, the sun's coming up and it's getting pretty warm. I'm going to fire this tractor up and see if I can't get that back cylinder attached. This pin and raise it up to where I can get this pin in. Pin was missing, so I bought a new one. It's a little long. I'll see how it works. I don't know if I have to cut it off or not. So that gets us hooked back up. Well, I think we're gaining ground. Those seals really make a big difference. I do still have some air in the system. I need to apologize. I was working with all this hydraulic fluid. I inadvertently put a thumbprint or fingerprint with hydraulic fluid on the lens of this GoPro camera. So some of those shots are they look like they're blurry. Actually, it's an oil smear from my fingers on that lens. So apologies, that's what you get when you get a rookie. Anyway, I got to bleed these things out and we'll kind of make some headway with it. It's kind of fun playing with it. Thanks for following along.